Κυρίες και κύριοι, καλησπέρα! Today we have a lovely spaghetti dish for the whole family. Let's begin. About 1.5 liters to 2 liters of boiling water, add some salt, and then some olive oil. And now the spaghetti. Make sure you read your package instructions for how long it takes for the spaghetti to become al dente. On my package, it says 10 to 11 minutes. They've been cooking for around 10 minutes, and I think they're ready now, so I'm going to take them off the heat and drain them. Let's begin now by chopping up 2 cloves of garlic. Try and chop the garlic as fine as you can. Now you're going to need 1 red bullhorn sweet red pepper. Now we're going to cut it in half and cut the halves in half. And then start chopping the halves into slices. You could use a red bell pepper if you like, but I prefer the bullhorn pepper because it's much sweeter. As soon as you're done chopping up the red pepper, toss it back in the bowl, put it to the side until we start cooking. We're going to need now a middle-sized white onion. We're going to cut the onion in half, cut the half in halves, and start chopping it up into slices. If you prefer a red onion than the white onions, go ahead and use them. Now for the sausage. Just start cutting it up into rodeles. This is my favorite sausage that I'm using for this recipe. Just make sure that you use your favorite sausage. We're going to cook our ingredients in the same pot that we cooked our spaghetti in, so give the pot just a little rinse. We're going to put in some olive oil and then the garlic. You're going to want to cook the garlic with the oil just for a couple of seconds. And now we add the onions first. Cook the onions for around a minute so they can start getting caramelized before we add the rest of the ingredients. After a minute of cooking the onions and you start seeing the onions are becoming caramelized, we add the lucanico. Cook the lucanico with the onions for around 30 seconds, and then we're going to add the red peppers. Lucanico is sausage in Greek. Now that we added the red peppers, give everything another 20 seconds of cooking time while stirring. Let's add now the tomato sauce. Some water. We're going to put in now 1 bay leaf, 1 good pinch of pepper, and 1, 2, 3 good pinches of salt. After adding the salt and pepper, give it a little stir. And I think I'm going to add a bit more water. We're going to want to let it simmer for around 15 minutes until the sauce thickens. After 15 minutes of simmering, the sauce should look like something like this. If it doesn't and it looks too watery, give it a couple of more minutes to simmer. I'm using a glass baking pan, but you could use any baking pan you like. After we put the spaghetti in the baking pan, make sure it's spread out evenly. Now we add the sauce on top of the spaghetti. Now that we added the sauce and spread it around evenly, we're going to add the cheese. I'm using Gouda cheese for this recipe, but if you prefer mozzarella cheese, then use it. Make sure you preheat your oven at 180 degrees. As soon as we're finished with the cheese, we're going to take the baking pan, place it in the oven for 4 to 5 minutes until the cheese melts. And there you have it, a delicious spaghetti recipe for the whole family. Και καλή σας όρεξη!